Jay Guido, Nasty Rats. Congratulations on the new album, Third Cut, that came out September 27th. Did you guys do everything in-house? You don't have a label, right? Is independent?
We do actually. We work with Sleazy Rider.
Okay, cool. I know them.
Yeah, actually, September 27th was the date I sent you the album, but it just came out 2 days ago.
Cool.
So officially, yeah. Yeah, we released it with Sleazy Rider, and we're trying to help to promote it ourselves, of course. But yeah, they do a lot of stuff.
Good, good, good. Now, is in the Prague, Czechoslovakia, a popular place for music?
Not at all. I mean, yeah, I'd say 90s here were kind of good for rock metal scene.
Right.
Uh, Even though there was maybe there were some grunge bands, but it started with like typical hard rock and heavy metal because most of it was forbidden here till 89. Then in 93, the republic separated, so it's Slovakia and the Czech Republic. And yeah, but since then it went it went south. Most of the rock scene here is like I'd say you Americans would call it like a redneck rock or something like that. You know, it's just about beer.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's like very specific, you know. I don't think like we got a couple of bands that made it abroad. I even consider Nasty Rats like more successful abroad than here in Czech Republic. But yeah, none of them are like a stadium rock or whatever, you know. So there are bands who play like for 90,000 people here, and then they
Right.
go to Germany like 70 kilometers away, you know, like 2 hours drive,
Right.
and no one knows them there. So that's great. It's a very specific market here.
Oh, cool, cool. Now the band started in 2012, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how'd you all get together?
Well, I started as a guitarist, and I was looking for a singer, and no one wanted to sing glam metal with me. So I just started singing myself. Got the guys with the ads and like you know some music groups online and stuff. Then I started Facebook because of that purpose as well. Um, then the first lineup, like the first official lineup, left me because they said that I couldn't sing at all. So, and it was true. Like to be fair, it was deserved, you know. Like they did it a very backstabbing way, but yeah, it's whatever. Yeah. So that was a wake up call for me, you know. So I started taking lessons and stuff, and then I got the guys I recorded the second and third album with, and yeah, it's just like. And I realized that I don't need to be stressed at the rehearsals. We're a bunch of friends and we do stuff together. We drink together. Like currently, Jory, the guitarist, and Randy, the drummer, they don't play a lot of shows with us because of the time reasons and stuff. So we still write stuff. We record stuff. In fact, Jory was my best man in my wedding. So it's really on good terms. Unfortunately, we're still not the band that could, earn money doing what we do, and so we cannot rely on it only. So since they live in the other parts of the state, it's hard to get together for rehearsals and gigs. So we've got currently two lineups, one for shows, one for studio, and almost because Randy, for instance, he played in the United Kingdom with us in spring. So yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it happens a lot because I know a lot of band members in different bands left the band because of travel. He says like rehearsals 2 hour drive, and if they're rehearsing 3 times a week, you're talking 6 hours, a 6 hour drive. You know,
Yeah, that's true, and also it puts a lot of pressure on the band because let's face it, like there's some uh times when you just don't want to rehearse, but the
right?
rehearsal is scheduled, you know, and when you're from the same town, It just happens that you play a set list once and you go for a beer or whatever, you know. But if you know that your bandmates need to travel like 2 or 3 hours to get to the rehearsal, you just have to squeeze it, you know. You have to do what you have to do, and then the atmosphere is like weird because everyone's tired. Not everyone, but like some of them are tired. Some of them don't want to be there, but they know that they should. Yeah, so that's a struggle, you know. It's like, but this is what the industry is about these days. Like, I mean, uh if we were all like well musically educated, none of us is. And we could afford to play in a band and travel the world with no rehearsals or the rehearsal before the tour only. We would probably do that, you know, but we're not at that level. We need to practice. We need to get better and improve ourselves all the time. So yeah, it is what it is.
Cool, cool. How'd you get signed to the label?
I wrote them.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, that was it basically. Yeah, like we're forbidden to speak about the conditions, but the first album, it was more like, you know, we need to prove ourselves first.
Right.
So then starting with the second album, we have real nice conditions and stuff like that. Yeah, but the first one was like, if it didn't turn out good, and if the people didn't want it, we if the people, sorry, I'm a language teacher, so I have to I have to do it right. If the people hadn't accepted the album, we wouldn't have the better conditions with the
Right.
second one.
Cool, cool.
We wouldn't
Now,
have had we wouldn't have had, yes, third conditional. Damn it. Yeah.
uh, so tell me about your first release, which is a single, "I Don't Want to Care." That came out in 2014. Tell me a little bit about that song. This is the way that started everything, basically, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot it. You know, maybe I still have it. I have it somewhere. I don't know. I've got one copy somewhere around here,
Uh,
but to my surprise, it was completely sold out. We released like 500 pieces though only,
right,
but it was sold out in like half a year or something like that. And there are 4 songs, which two were released on the first bite as well, and there are two, "Living for Today" and "Hot Confusion" I wrote, and the bass is actually played by Serpent of Belphegor. It's a black metal legend,
yep, yep.
because our bassist, his friend by the way, dropped us like 2 weeks before recording, you know. So
Wow,
stop picking the calls and stuff. So Serp was like so cool that he recorded it for us. And yeah, and he there's also a poster inside with his picture on. It's like, even though we couldn't call him Serpent there, I think we did anyway, but then we realized that we shouldn't, because he was like, you know, tied with another contract with Belphegor and so on and so on. But we were kids, we didn't know what we were doing, you know. I was 20 years old, so yeah.
right, yeah. Wow, wow. Now, the EP came out, Nasty Rats, self-titled EP in 2015. Did that release kind of like push you over the edge and get a lot more fans?
I wouldn't say Lamo. I mean, 2015, it wasn't self-titled, it was called First Bite.
Right,
Because we always have like, you know, first bite, second chance, third cut. We just like keep the flow.
right,
And yeah, and I wouldn't say a lot more. I'd say actually we got some fans with the first EP, that "I Don't Want to Care," and there were a lot of mistakes. You know, it was recorded poorly. Like, my vocals weren't as good. Some random mistakes either. But people were like, "Oh yeah, they're starting." You know, and it's only EP, so they like the songwriting probably, and which I'm personally proud of, are the catchy melodies we
right,
somehow keep throughout the records. So I'd say they gave us a chance with that one, but since First Bite was recorded just 1 year after,
right.
with the same lack of musicianship and stuff, I think we actually lost some fans. So yeah, so we need to earn them back with touring and stuff, because I think we still work much better live than in the studio. I mean, at least we had before third cut, because I think this third album, is finally musically, and I mean, musicianship is much better, and I'd say The sound is much better too. Martin did a terrific job. So yeah, and there's a proper production, even though like Second Chance had a great guy, Ronnie Janacek from John Woolwooker, and he recorded most of the instruments for the third album as well. But he was most like a sound engineer, you know. He didn't participate in writing with us. So he corrected our mistakes. That was great. You know, he pushed the best out of us. But what the new album brought is that Martin really wrote the songs with us. So sometimes we send him a song and he changed the entire chorus or lyrics or verse and so on. So you know, and we brainstormed the ideas together. So that's why it took so long, because like all the albums before they had taken like half a year tops, and Third Cut took us like 2 years at least, you know. So yeah, but I think it was worth it. I'm really proud of that album.
Cool, cool, cool. So the new album's Third Cut. Martin Sweet of Crash Diet produced it. Let's go down track by track and tell me a little bit about each song. I'll tell you my favorite song. And uh, I think I was brought to the band because after hearing the CD that you sent me, really I'm a big fan of Dave Leppard. So like your vocals have elements of Dave Leppard to it. You know, your screams, your high pitched parts, and it really gave me a chill actually. So like
Glad to hear that.
definitely cool, and people need to go and buy this CD because it's like top notch. It's fantastic. Okay, let's say Beat the Bullet. Tell me a
Yeah,
little.
our bassist brought that, and every time he brings something, it's like, you know, some classic hard rock. I don't know how many songs he still got in the drawer, you know, because every time we're missing something, like, oh, I might have one, and then he always like mentions like, I wrote that 8 years ago. It's like, dude, but yeah. So he added some Hammonds, and I was. It was originally meant to be a joke, but I recorded a song I wrote, which was never released, with a Tom Kiefer voice, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Cinderella. And I believe it was Jordy. He's like, you should use this voice and beat the bullet. It's like, so I did. And in fact, we already played live, but it's the last song of the evening because there's a signal, you know, if I don't feel like it's like, it's just
Yeah.
because it's pretty hard to be sung live. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And
Wow.
speaking of Dave Leppard, actually, yeah, I started singing high notes because of Ladislav Křížek, who's a Czech singer of Krayson. They were known worldwide in the 90s. And Dave Leppard actually pushed it to the next level for me because he added sleaze temper, you know, the glam distortion and stuff.
Yeah.
So I already could read the notes, but yeah, I sang a lot of. We actually did Riot in Everyone in the rehearsal room when we started, and also there's the voice in Knock Him Down, yeah, Knock Down. So yeah, so it did a lot. I cannot deny his influence on my singing.
Cool, cool, cool. How about All Night Long?
It's another song that Chris came up with, actually, the bassist, even though he doesn't remember that because we were writing an ebook for fans, and I was like, yeah, Chris came up with it, and I was like, really? It's like, yeah, dude. But I think it's something. If I heard it, and it wasn't from us, I would say it was some early Desmond Child. I don't want to sound cocky, but I don't mean like it's as good as Desmond's work, but there's still same, you know, there's the same pattern. So in the chorus and it's all the bass notes, you know, and stuff. That's what he did in the 80s. So I cannot speak for Chris, but I believe that he was influenced by Desmond Child a lot because it kind of sounds like what I imagine Desmond would write.
Cool, cool. How about Stay Lazy?
That's one of my favorite songs in the album. And it's so many versions. Jordy came up with the heavy riff,
Uh,
and I wanted to have a like super catchy melody to a super heavy riff. And despite the fact that the song is poppy,
right.
when you listen to the guitars only, it's heavy as fuck, you know. It's like it's probably the heaviest guitars we have. So I came up with the melody for the verse, and the chorus was different. It was like, "Darling, do not wait, just searching for the sound." Na, na, na. So it was basically a rewritten Beth by Kiss, about the girl waiting for you in the rehearsal room and stuff. And guys didn't like it, so we came up with something. But then Martin Sweet actually he perfected it, and he rewrote the chorus, and it is what it is now. And I think it's hard to say which song is my favorite, but I think it's Staley is like Staley is it might be in top 3
Cool,
for
cool.
me.
Great. How about Set You Free?
That would be another one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And also it was very similar, the process, because that song was called Heat of the Party. And the chorus was like, feeling the heat of party. Yeah, and we sent it to Martin, and he came up with a completely different song. First, the verse sounded like Crash Diet. It still does kind of, but this was like Crash Diet and Unattractive Revolution. And there was even the line, na na na, na na na. I was like, dude, that's like, here we come, drop the bomb. Like, that's all. It's like, oh, yeah, I didn't realize. So, yeah, he rewrote it again.
Uh-huh.
And he came up with the chorus, but it was like, do you feel the heat of the moment? Do you feel the heat of the night? But I wanted to have credits for lyrics writing, so I rewrote the lyrics. I have one poem I wrote
Uh-huh.
for a girl long, long time ago, and I always wanted to release it, so I came up with that. I just translated it, and I'm proud of that line. Like, if I could make that, I don't even remember the lyrics. Whatever. There's nice line in the second verse. I'm proud of. I just cannot cite it now.
Cool, 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 cool. And next song is Daddy, which I was reading is a little bit difficult for you to do, and the songwriting was a big process.
It was actually because we wrote it with Tommy Kristen, the first bassist of Nesty Ratz in 2013, 14, something like that. Yeah, and I didn't like the song that much. I mean, the lyrics were the same. It's still the same I wrote when I was 19 or something.
Right.
Uh, I was also inspired by "Don't Let That Kiss Me" by Motorhead.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and yeah, I didn't like the song at first, but we didn't have any ballad for the third album, and we always have a ballad. So, and I personally love power ballads and slow song guy. So I tried to send it to Martin if he had an idea, and he actually liked it. I'd say I think actually the Daddy might be Martin's favorite song of the Third Cup album. And he added all the back vocals, like and just the back vocals, and he pushed it like 2 levels above, and then we hear it's like, dude, we gotta record this. So yeah, it's a difficult topic. Also, I remember this song because there was one case in the Czech Republic when a foster parent abused his daughter, and he was left on parole.
Right.
And it's the same country that sent one grandma who grew wheat for her own Parkinson's disease, never
Right.
sold a gram or something like that, and they sent her for 7 years of prison. So
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like, I don't like sharing political messages and views and stuff, but this was I just had to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, cool. Tell me a little bit about Faster.
Pastor was called "Rock and Roll is Dead," and it was the most cliche you can think
Uh-huh.
of. But yeah, I like the funky guitars. They weren't as funky at first, but Jordy did a lot with them. And then Chris brought the chorus. I believe we didn't have the name or something like that. And I think it's faster, but originally we sang something like pasta. So yeah, that's another room. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Sick and Twisted, which featured Swan, who's a friend of mine. So tell me a little
Really?
bit about yes.
That was yeah, I love Swan. I think he's one of the nicest guys in the industry.
Yeah.
Uh we've played, I mean, I'd listened to him like since I was 14 or so. Yeah, but he's actually 10 years. He doesn't look like, but he's 10 years older than I am. And we shared the stage together in Germany in 2019, 18, 19, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And uh, we went to a stage to see Black Rain.
Right.
and he performed a special dance for us, on the side of the stage. It was cool. And after they finished, I asked him like, "Dude, how do you do that with those high notes?" And well, let me pack my stuff, and then we'll have a beer backstage, and I'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
So I was sitting there waiting for him, and he actually came with a beer for me. So he gave me the beer. And yeah, we chatted, so we got each other's contact. So we shared a couple of emails and Facebook messages. He also gave me some tips of singing. And a few years after, I had this song, and I was like, "That's pretty high," and I could have it like as a duet with a girl or something. And then I thought like, or or Swan. So
Uh-huh.
I just wrote him. Uh, he recorded his parts in his home studio, so we weren't recording at the same time. Uh, I had a reference track of my ex-girlfriend singing that for him, but the rhythm was off. It was out of beat, so I needed to re-record it again at Martin's myself with a lot of autotune. Send it to Swan. He sang it, sent his file back. So Martin mixed it and mastered it. And then we played a year ago. We played in Sheffield together, and I'm still so happy about that friendship because uh, they were playing the night before us, but we were
Right.
already and we were just like sharing drinks, the same thing like in Germany back then. So uh, he paid one, I paid one after we drank those backstage, So yeah, it was a pretty fun time. I love Swan. I really enjoy his company every single time I meet him.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, my favorite song is Wings. Tell me a little bit about that. I like that song the most.
It was actually the first song we recorded from the album and first song we released. Uh, I know that it was kind of solo action of our guitarist Jordy. He wrote complete instrumental that hasn't changed.
Uh-huh.
Then I wrote a melody and lyrics. I sent it to Martin. He uh, added something. I mean, I remember that the first one was like, "Let me tell you about some whatever," and Martin just like polish it for us.
Yeah, yeah.
So polished it for us. Yeah, so it was the first single, and we recorded Wings all night long. And I believe it was Sick and Twisted was the third one, the first session with Martin. So yeah, and also he helped me to realize that I don't need to shout and push my vocal since the start. So that's why the verse is kind of gentle, but it's still not like low like in the first album or something like that. Yeah. And I remember that I played it to him, and he was like, "I realized why it's the first single. It's a disco metal, so we still call it disco metal." But yeah, it works. And when we play it live, I usually like make a deal with the audience. It's like, "Hey, but we can play a new song, but when I jump, you jump, okay?" So then the whole club is jumping, and it's pretty fun then.
Yeah, that's cool. Circus, next track.
It's also our bassist track, and I believe that was actually our almost last song to record, or
Uh-huh.
maybe even the last one. Yeah, and to be honest, when I heard it for the first time, I hated it, but everyone I sent it to for like reviews, like the friends, journalists and stuff, and the musicians and stuff, everyone was like, "This is the song, man. It's great. Like how you sing one note all the time and it's still got the vibe." It's like, oh, god damn it. Yeah, but today actually we had a rehearsal with the band, and we tried live for the first time, and we're gonna play it live. So I think it's gonna work much better live than in the studio. I like it even in the studio now. I got used to it, but initially it was, for me, it was a filler, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow, wow. And last track is Demons. Tell me about that.
That's probably my favorite. Like, yeah, if you put a gun to my head and asked me which of the songs is my favorite, and I would have need to, name one, it would be Demons. Uh, we were planning to write something completely else. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, actually, don't no, we recorded one fun song in Czech just for the April Fool's Day.
Right.
So we were planning to work on that one, make it to English. We never have, but the night before I got an idea. I just got an acoustic. I just played some random chords, and sang, and it started working. And my friend from LA actually called me George of the designers, and we started working on it. And I remember that the following day was terrible because we were working on it till like 3 a.m. and then I needed to go for rehearsal, and it was an hour drive for me as well. And so I slept like 2 hours, but I came with a Demons demo there, and we just perfected it. And then I had an idea that Martin Čupka or Jennifer Hooker is a singer. Um, he also happened to be my vocal coach. Could join us. It
Uh-huh.
was fun because he came here and he thought that it would be just another lesson, But I cooked a lunch for him because cooking is one of my hobbies.
Uh-huh.
So, and he's vegan, so like I cooked probably my first vegan lunch ever. And yeah, it's just like, so shall we practice? It's like, well, you're recording. It's like, yes, you are. So, so yeah, that was fun. So we recorded these parts in my home studio, and then Martin mixed it all together because everything was already recorded from my session in Stockholm. So yeah.
Cool, cool. Tell me about the ebook.
Yeah. Actually, we put it together like 3 days ago, because part of our crowdfunding campaign here in the Czech Republic, we did it only in the Czech Republic because uh Indiegogo and how it's called, Kickstarter and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
It
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
work
yeah.
well these days with European Union because of the taxes and stuff. So we did a classical pre-sale uh, and a crowdfunding campaign here, and that got me the idea to bring something special. So we had a lot of demos with Martin. He actually sings on a couple of them as well. So during the pre-sale, and it's still available, we have like a digital release of the demos and unreleased tracks for the third cut album. And to give some extra value, we wrote an ebook. When basically I did there we did there the same thing I'm doing right now. So we commented the song by song, added some pictures from the recording, added some pictures from my time with Martin in Stockholm. Yeah, and that was fun. So yeah, so if and any of the fans purchase demos and unreleased tracks, they also gonna get like 14 pages ebook or something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
And I designed it myself, so if anyone is unhappy, too bad. I cannot do any better.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit about merchandise that you guys have.
Well, we designed most of it ourselves, and there's also Nicola Zex is a graphic designer. She's a drawer who drew the entire lyrics video of Sick and Twisted. I mean, Martin Sweet put it together, but all the pictures are from her. But yeah, beside that, we designed it ourselves. So we tried to extend it now. So we've got t-shirts, hoodies, but we also have like bottle openers and buttons. We're getting some thermal cups and mugs and stuff like that. So it's gonna be available soon. We're actually talking with one company to to have our own like Nestor sneakers.
Right,
But
cool.
yeah, with sneakers it's a bit tricky because there are so many sizes, like with t-shirts,
Yeah, yeah.
basically like 4 sizes you need to keep in the warehouse and something. Sneakers, there's so many, so we're trying to make it like happen so it would go directly to the customer. So yeah, so we don't need to buy like 50 sneakers just to have them and hope to sell them.
Cool, cool. And where can people get this stuff?
Yeah, we have a Bandcamp, but if you really want to support us, you go just directly to our website, like nesterraz.eu, and there's a merch category, and everything you pay there goes to us. So I mean, there's postage and stuff like that, of course, but yeah, everything for the merch goes to us with no provision to any other website or any other server. So yeah, that's the best way how to support a band. And also we got the most of the items right there.
Cool, cool. Now, when you guys play out live and stuff like that, do you play with another band that is in the same genre, or you just headline and play the whole show yourself?
Sometimes. So sometimes this and sometimes that. We played like this spring, for instance, we played Poland with Black Hole from they're from the States. I'm not, I think they're from Chicago. I'm not sure. It's a blues rock. Yeah. And then we played the same week like a headline show in Poland as well. So yeah, it's and so yeah. So sometimes it's festival, sometimes it's a headline show, sometimes it's support. We still do a lot of support. We played with Hardcore Superstar in Germany. It's funny that we have never played with Crash Diet actually. So we shared the stage with Martin before, but it was when he played bass for Sister, and we played with Sister a lot. We played with them a couple of times in Germany, sometimes in the UK. But yeah. But we also played a headline show. Like we headlined a festival together with Toxic Rose and Hell in the Club in Greece. We headlined some Italian shows and stuff like that. So yeah, it depends on the conditions and stuff. We're always happy to support because yeah, meeting new people, new contacts and stuff like that. When we played with Hardcore Superstar for the first time, I remember that at the end of the show, they put our they set our drums apart. You know, I don't know why, but yeah, and they just sent the drum by drum to the audience, and we were already in the audience, so the people were handing them to us. Like that's cool, but also unnecessary. So yeah, but we laughed about it after. You know, we played a couple of times after, so yeah, it was fun.
Cool, cool. What bands do you listen to now?
I always, as you can see, it was my phone. I'm a diehard Kiss fan.
Uh-huh.
So me personally, some of the guys don't like Kiss that much from the band, but yeah, I love Alice Cooper. I've seen him twice this year. Uh, Wasp, Motley Crue. But also I like Marilyn Manson. I like ABBA, um, Beatles as well, Stones, the classic ones. From the new ones, Hardcore Superstar, Crash Diet, Sister. Like it's that's something I really like about being a singer in sleaze metal band because I play with my idols and I meet them, you know, and it's fun. They say, never meet your idols, but I always had a good experience with that so far. So yeah, I met Gene Simmons once. That wasn't so good because he told me that I couldn't be successful because it's hard these days and he's very skeptical about new
Yeah.
bands. But still, I enjoy that. You know, who am I kidding? I still love that. Yeah. So it was actually right here behind
Uh-huh.
me is Gene Simmons release party for his new sodas in Poland, and I was in guest list, so it was fun. There's a video of it on YouTube, and I'm asking a question when he's on the stage, and I got a microphone. So
Cool.
yeah. So I'd say Kiss is my number one for sure, but got like a lot of favorite bands from different genres. I've seen Rammstein this year, was
Uh-huh.
good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, wow. Have you got any feedback for the new album yet?
Very little since it was officially, you know, released 2 days
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
But so far everything positive. So I hope because with second chance, if you I dare everyone, if you try to look for a negative review, you won't find one. So it was like very well accepted. Sadly, it was released like 2 months before COVID pandemic, you know,
Right.
so we didn't have chance to promote it. We didn't have any tour. We'll see if we get on tour with this one because these days it's really hard to book like entire tour, you know, because you cannot do it for free anymore because you've got your bills and stuff, but also you need to promise something and so on and so on. Yeah, but with the new album, I like so far everyone likes it. We had a pre-release party with the journalists only. So I got some more interviews scheduled because they liked it. So I think I'm really confident about this album. I think it's really the best one. I know that everyone says that about their new release, you know, but
Yeah.
I'm really confident this album is the best one we have ever recorded. So
Yeah.
and also I'm not sure how to beat this one yet. So
Yeah.
I mean we're writing new songs. We've got like two more, but so far they're not better than the third album. So it's possible that we'll never release them because I only want to, you know, move forward. We're not
Right.
tied
Right.
with like contracts and stuff. We don't need to release music to release music.
Right.
So I really want to release a better album than this one.
Right.
But that being said, it's for me personally, it's gonna be hard because I really love this one.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoy it, So what are your hopes for the rest of the year?
Well, it's a good question actually, because we were so focused. We do everything ourselves these days, you know. So we were so focused on promoting the album and stuff. We don't have anything booked.
Uh-huh.
So our booking starts from January. So we're in Prague, hopefully Poland, Germany, Italy, and so, but and such. But yeah, so for next year. We'll try to promote the album more to get some more time. Trying to get booked for summer for festivals. As I
Right,
said before, the Czech market is very specific, so it's actually easier for us to get booked abroad than here because most of the bands who sing English here are not so popular, you know.
right,
So yeah, so we need to go abroad. Yeah, so I would really like to get a new manager
right,
because I'm so tired of doing anything myself, you know. It's like with the day job and stuff like that. I would really like to concentrate on songwriting and singing only.
right.
Uh, yeah, so or at least a booking agent. So yeah, so that would probably be my goals and hopes for the end of the year to get some agent to help us with the stuff and to push us to another level. So if there's any agent listening right now, you know.
Cool. Oh, cool. Well, Jake Widow, Nasty Rats, new album, Third Cut. Make sure you support it. I enjoyed every track, so hopefully everybody else will, and pick it up. Go to their website, buy the CD, buy some merch, and maybe we'll get to see Nasty Rats in the United States one day.
Hopefully.
So yes. So would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Definitely. Like we've got a lot of supporters from the States. I'm very sorry it's such a long way and it's so hard to get there with the visa and stuff. But I still believe that we'll meet one day and I really appreciate all your support and I really look forward to go to the States. I've been there just once for 24 hours to see Kiss last show in Madison Square Garden.
Uh-huh.
And then I needed to go back to work. It was crazy. So I really hope we'll have some good time together in the States.
Cool, cool. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.